Hey everyone! So, you're looking for a dog trainer in Jordan, Minnesota. It can feel like a huge task, right? But it really doesn't have to be. We're going to walk through exactly how to find the right person to help you and your dog really enjoy life together right here in our community.
Okay, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's just take a second and think about the goal here. Imagine this. You're taking a nice, calm walk with your dog along Sand Creek. Or maybe you're exploring the trails at the Minnesota Valley State Recreation Area without any stress. That's what this is all about. That kind of freedom and fun that good training makes possible.
So, this is all about making sure the training fits your life. Our life, here in Jordan. The whole point is to have a dog you feel great about taking anywhere, whether you're just hanging out at home or heading to one of our local parks. All right, first things first. Before you even open up a search engine, you got to figure out what your dog actually needs. This is the most important step for sure.
So what's your situation? Are you starting from square one with a new puppy who needs to learn everything? Or maybe you just want to brush up on basic commands. Or is there a specific thing that's driving you crazy, like your dog pulling on the leash or jumping all over your friends when they visit? Okay, so once you know your goals, it makes choosing the type of training so much easier. Look, if the problems are happening right there in your house, the doorbell rings and it's chaos, or you're just trying to get through puppyhood, then in-home training is probably your best bet. But if your dog is pretty good at home and just gets distracted out in the world, then a group class is a fantastic way to practice focusing around other dogs and people.
Okay, so you know what you need. Now, how do you find someone who's actually qualified to help?
This is a big one. You really want to find a trainer who uses positive reinforcement. What does that mean? It's all about teaching your dog what to do, not just punishing them for getting it wrong. It builds a way better relationship, and honestly, it's just a much more pleasant way to train for both you and your dog. So you're going to see these letters after a trainer's name, right? Like a secret code? Let's break a few of them down. First up is CPDT-KA. You can think of this one as a really solid professional starting point. It means they've passed a big test, covering everything from how dogs learn to the best training methods. And then there's KPA-CTP. This one is from the Karen Pryor Academy, which is a huge name in positive reinforcement training. If you see this, you know the trainer went through a really intensive hands-on program. They're definitely experts in reward-based training. Okay, now what if you're dealing with something more serious? We're talking about things like major fear, anxiety, or even aggression. In that case, you'll want to look for CBCC-CA. This person is a certified behavior consultant, and that means they have a higher level of expertise for those really tough, complex behavior issues. So why are we even talking about all these letters? It's because here in Minnesota, there's no state license required to be a dog trainer. Yep, anyone can say they are one. That's why these certifications are so valuable. They're pretty much the best way for you to check if someone actually knows what they're doing and is committed to being professional and humane. All right, let's talk about the practical stuff. How much is this going to cost, and what should you be asking when you talk to a trainer? Okay, here's a rough idea of what you can expect to pay for training right here in the Jordan and Scott County area. This gives you a good starting point for your budget. As you can see, something like an in-home package can be a really great deal for specific issues. And then you have board and train, which is obviously a much bigger investment for when a dog needs a lot more intensive work. So, before you sign up with anyone, you should have these 5 questions ready to go. Seriously, write them down. How they answer will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about their style, their experience, and how they plan to help your dog specifically.
So, you've started your training sessions. That's awesome. But the work with the trainer is just the beginning. The real progress, the stuff that really sticks, happens when you take what you've learned and start using it out in the real world.
And we've got some great places to practice right here in Jordan. You could start with some calm leash walking over at Lagoon Park. Once you're feeling more confident, Veterans Memorial Park has more open space. If you want to work on focus with more distractions like trails and wildlife, the Minnesota Valley State Rec area is perfect for that. And if you need a safe, fenced-in spot for off-leash work, it's totally worth the quick trip over to Minimet Dog Park in Burnsville. And hey, just a quick local reminder. Here in Jordan, dogs do need to be on a leash in all public spaces. It's just one of those simple rules that helps make sure everyone, and every pet, can enjoy our parks and neighborhoods safely. Finding a good trainer isn't really just about stopping bad behaviors. It's about building a better partnership with your dog, one based on trust. We really wish you the best of luck with it. Having a well-behaved dog just makes everything easier and more fun. Relaxing at home, having people over, or just getting out and enjoying everything we love about living in Jordan.